Welcome to today's session on mastering IB Language A English Literature with Nail IB and looking at the learner portfolio. Thrilled to be back. I'm thrilled that you came back, and hopefully this session you'll really master everything that you need to get from the learner portfolio. This is a key element of IB literature and a fantastic tool that will really help you to track your progress throughout the course of the IB, and will really deepen your understanding of literature and refine your analytical skills. The purpose of today is to really explore how to effectively use the learner portfolio to document your growth, to enhance your understanding of literature, and to really see how we progress over these 2 years. So by the end of this session, by the end of the following sessions, you will have practical strategies for writing impactful reflections and analyses that really showcase your insights and learning, with the idea that you feel confident and equipped and ready to really make the most of the learner portfolio. The learner portfolio is key, it's crucial, and because it's a record of your engagement with literature. It is required of IB, however, it is not marked, but IB do require that you maintain this portfolio over the course of the 2 years and really keep up to date with it. It's a space where you will really reflect on your readings, you'll analyze text, you'll demonstrate your learning journey. So you can think of it more as a literary diary where your thoughts and your interpretations really evolve over time. And this is crucial because it really encourages deep, continuous reflection, critical thinking, and a deeper appreciation of literature. The fact that you can see the changes over the space of the 2 years, you can see your growth over the 2 years. And likewise, at the end of the 2 years, you can go back, you can see extract texts that you've considered, looked at, and use them in preparations for your assessments later on. What to expect then is, over the course of these few videos, we will break down the components of the learner portfolio, and we'll discuss strategies for crafting impactful reflections, review examples of effective portfolio entries. So let's see what we'll cover. The components of the learner profile. So key, and we will understand what to include for the learner profile and how to structure those entries for maximum impact. Then the writing of those impactful reflections. So we'll learn techniques for writing deep on your reading experiences, personal growth, devices, and so on. Then we will also consider an analysis of text. So for each aspect of the learner profile, we will break each piece down. We'll give it a slide and we'll consider examples of text and how they can be applied. This allows us to discover methods for really conducting that in-depth literary analysis and to find ways of connecting those themes, characters, literary devices, and so on. And we will, of course, review sample portfolio entries to attempt to understand what makes them effective, how they can guide your own work, and so that you yourselves can really see what makes up those types of entries. Before we begin then, let's dive into a quick activity. Think of a book or a text that deeply resonated with you and consider what aspects of this work inspired or challenged you. Perhaps it was the characters, the themes, the writing style, or even the emotion that evoked. And take a moment to jot down those thoughts or share them somewhere. This small reflection will help you get into the mindset of creating these meaningful portfolio entries and give you a bit of an idea as, okay, so this is how I could use it, this is how I'm writing at the moment, and how to progress into the future. So now that we've set the stage, dive into mastering your learner portfolio. Here, we're ready to really showcase and see your literary insights, and we'll begin by examining the essential components of the portfolio and how to organize our thoughts and our reflections. So the components then should be a reading reflection, which is essentially a personal response to the text you have read. There should be analytical essays, which are detailed analysis of specific aspects of the text, not the text as a whole. Creative responses, such as artistic interpretations, such as poems, sketches, short stories inspired by your readings. Research notes, so information gathered from secondary sources to deepen your understanding of the text. And reflection should go beyond summarizing the plot. So should we be considering like personal connections? How does the text relate to your experiences or your beliefs? And you can also look at the reflection through certain questions. So you have some critical questions, if you wish. So what questions does the text raise about society, human nature, literature? How have your views changed after discussing or rereading the text or reading the text? And then when we're analyzing the text, we need to consider the themes and the motives. Like what central ideas is the author attempting to explore? Character development. How do the characters evolve? What do they represent? And literary devices, of course. How do the author's techniques enhance the story or themes? We will also, at the end, look at some sample entries that really effectively combine this personal reflection with literary analysis. And we begin to notice how these examples really balance. And with a detailed analysis with personal insight, it makes them both informative and engaging. So by the end of these few videos, you will have a much clearer understanding of how to create the comprehensive learner profile, while remembering that the portfolio is a tool for you. It's a tool for your growth as a reader, as a thinker, as a learner. So use it to really capture your journey, to question your assumptions and really celebrate your discoveries. You can use it as a revision tool. You can come back on it later and consider what aspects you should be considering, what aspects you should be looking at. You can use it as a form of growth. How have things changed? And to backtrack to see what you have considered, what you have learnt, what you still need to learn. The portfolio broken down. This is a better idea of everything the portfolio entails before we go into examples of. So here we go then. The portfolio is comprehensive and personalized collection of a student's engagement with literary text studied throughout IB Language A literature is the definition. Okay. However, unlike traditional assessments where the focus is on the grades, is on the rubrics coming through, the portfolio serves a different purpose. It is your intellectual journey. It's a repository of your thoughts, your analysis, your reflections on literature, then what to include. The components. The components come down to the reflections, which are not just summaries of what you read, as I mentioned earlier. They thoughtful responses. They delve into the meanings of themes, of characters of the text. And when you write reflections, you are challenged to really articulate how literature impacts you personally, how it shapes your views, it challenges your assumptions, or resonates with your experiences. It's your own reflection. Reflecting on a text means considering its broader implications, but how that connects to your own life and the world around you. So it really encourages you to think critically about the text's relevance and significance. Really makes true that you are making personal and analytical connections that really deepen your understanding. Analytical essays, responses where you analyze and interpret literary texts. These are literary responses which require you to explore themes or dissect narrative techniques and really compare different works to deepen your understanding and demonstrate your ability to engage critically with literature. These responses are also an opportunity to practice and showcase your analytical writing skills and to see how you progress over time and how you could improve over time. And for instance, you might examine how a particular theme is developed across multiple works, or how an author uses specific literary devices to enhance their storytelling. And through these literary devices, these literary responses, you really demonstrate your ability to think deeply and write persuasively about literature, which is key when it comes to writing your comparative essays later. Creative responses allow you to engage with text in imaginative ways, such as writing alternative endings, crafting poems, creating artwork inspired by the literature you study. And it is a component that encourages you to explore the text from very different perspectives and to express your interpretations creatively. Creative responses to not only deepen your engagement with the text, but also to enhance your ability to think outside the box and connect with the literature on a more emotional level. Then we have the research notes, which are a crucial component for really studying complex texts or preparing for comparative analysis. These notes should document your findings, of course. They should also consider sources and insights you gain from your research. And by keeping thorough research notes, you can really track the development of your own ideas and ensure that the analysis is well supported, is informed from a variety of perspectives. Literary discussions, so these are what comes up in class. They demonstrate your ability to engage with others in meaningful conversations about literature. So these can be written records of classroom discussions or online forum posts, or even transcripts of recorded discussions, which allows you to really evidence that you have participated in discussions. And you can evidence how you refine your ideas. You can consider different viewpoints and really enhance your critical thinking skills. Then we have the comparative analysis, which is examining the similarities and differences between texts, between themes, characters, techniques, and really allows you to draw connections across different works and genres. This really deepens your understanding of literature as a whole because it allows you to see how there's similars, differences, and how they connect. This also showcases your ability to really synthesize information and evidence that you can present coherent arguments that highlight the interconnectedness of literary studies. Then we have thematic essays, which focus on exploring specific themes or motifs across one or more texts. And this component allows you to delve deeply into a particular idea and examine how it is developed, how it is portrayed in different works. Thematic essays require you to think critically, again, about a text to construct well-organized arguments that really demonstrate your understanding of the chosen themes. Then we have annotated bibliographies, which is a trickier one. It's not something we're used to keeping track of. But like a bibliography, these are detailed lists of the sources we've consulted, and they are accompanied by brief summaries and evaluations of each source. So this demonstrates our ability to conduct research and assess the relevance and quality of information that we've gathered. And it also is essential for organizing our research and ensuring that our analysis are grounded in credible sources, as they should be for IB Language B. That's it then for this section. For the next couple of videos, we will begin going into the components and really breaking down individually, one by one, what needs to be in there, how we can structure them, why they're important, along with examples of them towards the end. Thank you. I'll see you for the next one on reflections.